No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal, and they don't care, and everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now, and I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clint.
Boom, shakalaka boom. You've tuned in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards on a 5-4 Friday here inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios on the 50,000-watt blowtorch. We're finally warming things up a little bit outside, as it's supposed to get up to around 70 degrees or so today here on a beautiful Friday in central Mississippi, just in time for a couple big events going on tonight in the Tri-County area, downtown Jacktown at Martin's. You got pretty tied up the all-star rock and roll tribute to Guns N' Roses. That's right, man, featuring members of Adler's Appetite, that's the original drummer for Guns N' Roses, his solo band, as well as platinum lead singer Chip Z'Nuff of multi-platinum rock band Enough's Enough. You may remember them from they're based out of Chicago. They kind of had a green tinted 60s mind, kind of hippie-ish vibe about them, but they were a hair band back in the day. Big song, Fly High Michelle, and several others too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but either way, going to be a great show tonight down there at Martin's, as well as out at Cypress Point Resort over in Rankin County. You've got the big masquerade ball, big Mardi Gras ball, whatever you want to call it. Going to be a good time there. Look, just because you don't have a tuxedo or a ball gown, don't fret. We know it's Rankin County. Dressing up in Rankin County means putting on your jeans with the bedazzled back pockets. Don't ask me how I know. You're fine. You don't have to have a dress or a tuxedo. Just get your fancy jeans with the bedazzled fleur-de-lis on the butt. You know, guys, over those jeans y'all were all wearing, those Rockstar, vintage Rockstar or something like that, or Affliction jeans, that'll be just fine too. And you know, I'm kidding here. You can wear anything. But if it were me and I still had, was it True Religion? Is that the jeans, right, that y'all were paying so much money for? Back in the mid-2000s, that had the bedazzled fleur-de-lis. If I'm just going to throw this out there real quick. If you did that, if you had a pair of those jeans with that big fleur-de-lis on the back, gay. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Anyway, going to be a great time at either spot tonight, whether you go out to Cypress Point for the Mardi Gras ball, hang out at Cameron's Garage or whatnot, or you're going down to Martin's for the big Guns N' Roses tribute band. The Mardi Gras ball starts around 7. Pretty tied up. The GNR tribute hits the stage around 10. So just plan accordingly, whichever way you're going. So, all right, let's get the show started, shall we? The Ellis Autoplex text line, 769-241-1944. 769-241-1944. Oh, I'm trying to decide where I want to start at here. If you want to call in this morning, 601-879-0002. Shout out to the Florida Police Department, man. Appreciate those guys, everything they do out here, keeping us safe. Good folks there, man. Shout out to the chief, Mr. Taco Johnson, helping a brother out when in need. Can't go wrong there. Appreciate my guy. Let's talk for just a second about this back-to-back days of bomb threats at Madison Station Elementary, and also Hillcrest. I didn't know that Hillcrest had a mass shooting threat called into it. It requires a certain level of stupid to do these things. Now, we're going to start with the Hillcrest one here. I was trying to find the photo here on WLBT. I kind of throwing myself an audible here. There's really wasn't in my notes to talk about this morning. While I'm doing that real quick, congratulations to New Orleans Saints legendary quarterback Drew Brees. He got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Well, he didn't get inducted, but he's going to be in. He'll get inducted, the ceremony. So I go, however you say that. He's going into the Hall of Fame. Man, it was a great time to be a football fan here in the dirty, dirty South. during the Drew Brees era. I still remember going down to the game, the first game back to the Dome against the Falcons, against Michael Vick. There was the legendary punt block, Steve Gleason, all that. I wasn't in the Dome. We just went down for the party. Woke up that morning, was watching all the festivities on Sports Center, and I looked over at my girlfriend at the time. I was like, why don't we just go down there? And we did. And we were up on the balcony, the walk around, the terrace, whatever it's called. The Goo Goo Dolls, at the peak of their fame, just about, were out there playing live. Sports Center was broadcasting live from outside there on the terrace. We were out there and we were watching the game on the screens. Oh yeah, on the screens that they had set up on the Sports Center set. So you're like behind the barricade. If you've ever been to like get College Game Day when it's at Ole Miss, or SEC Nation when it's at State or Ole Miss or whatever, you know what I'm talking about here. The people's back are turned to you, that are the commentators' back are turned to you, hosts or whatever you want to call them. And you can see the same screens they're watching. So when they're not live, they just show the game that's on inside. So we were watching, and it's on a slight delay, maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that. You could feel the Dome literally shaking. And then you watch up on the screen and you saw Steve Gleason block that punt. It was like nothing I've ever felt before in my life, nothing I've ever been a part of before. I can't imagine what it was like to be in the Dome when he blocked that punt. But just outside, because there was 10,000 people or more outside watching this thing, maybe 20,000. I mean, it was like a music festival out there outside the Dome. And man, it was cool. It was so much fun to be a part of that. And I guess that was Drew Brees' first game home as a Saint, because he didn't play the previous year when they were a road team, but that was his first home game as a Saint. Anyway, good times. Congratulations to Drew Brees. Congratulations to New Orleans Saints fans. I'm loosely a Saints fan. When they're doing good, I pull for them. Just always been a Cowboys fan, but I'm not a Saints hater either. So congratulations to Saints fans and Drew Brees there. And while I was running my mouth, I completely quit looking for the article I was looking for, but I found it right here. Here we go, man. We got a idiot on aisle one. Idiot on aisle one. Let me pull it over here to the screen so our Mazda Jackson live streamers can see it. By the way, Mazda Jackson live stream is available at Save JXN on YouTube, X, and Rumble this morning. If you want to jump in and be a part of the conversation over there, join the live stream, watch on your phone, your computer, your home TV, wherever you have the ability to watch YouTube at. But you can see the lady here. It says, woman arrested for threatening mass shooting at a private school in Jackson. What is going through one's head when you decide this is a good idea? I got an idea. Hey guys, I got an idea. We're gonna shoot up the school. We're gonna call and threaten the school, and tell them we're gonna shoot it up. I mean, does she have a kid there? And maybe the kid was being bullied, and mama didn't think it all out. Grandmama didn't think it all out. Just decided calling in a mass shooting threat was going to be the way to handle the problem. So let's read the story here. I don't recall any of them details being available. It's very limited details. It's a black woman, by the way. It says, woman has been arrested for making a mass shooting threat to Hillcrest Christian School in Jackson. According to the Jackson Police Department, Hillcrest Christian received a threat on Wednesday that there would be a mass shooting at the school that day. Abby Nicole Taylor, 38 years old, was charged with terrorist threats based on the phone records. She received a $75,000 bond. That it seems like mighty, mighty low. Does it not? 75,000? That's it? I mean, because what do you pay, 10% to get out? So $7,500 to get out of jail? I mean, for a terroristic threat? For a felony? For threatening a mass shooting at a school? I would just be curious. That would be $1 million bond. That'd be a $500,000 bond in Rankin Madison County. As it should be. And she's even smiling in her mugshot. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So let's see here. Let's jump over to the other story, the Madison elementary one. And I just saw something. Here we go. So they've canceled school today there also, and they've also called in the Fed to help with this. I know I just saw another story, maybe on WJTV. Give me 1 second here. Let's see where they've called in the feds to help with this. Speaker, County. I've got 3 or 4 websites pulled up this morning, pulling some stories together here at the last minute. So y'all bear with me 1 second as I get this together, as I get my life together here. It was on the homepage. Let's see, Drew Brees, Chief. Huh, weird. I know I just saw it. Well, anyway, they have called in the feds to help with this, but here's the story I got. So, Madison Station Elementary School will cancel classes on Friday after receiving bomb threats 2 days in a row. Classes were canceled on both Wednesday and Thursday after the threats were made each day. Madison Police Department, the Mississippi Office of Homeland Security, and the FBI are now working to resolve abundance of caution. The school has decided to cancel classes on Friday, but will resume normal operations on Monday. Quote, "We are blessed to live in a truly caring community, and we ask that you continue to extend grace and compassion to one another during this time," stated Ted Poor, the superintendent of Madison County Schools. Let's see here. I saw a story yesterday. It's the guy that he's out, Shane Saxton. The Shane Saxton was picking up his kids. Now, I want to give the cops I always give police the benefit of the doubt, and I know a lot that aggravates a lot of y'all, but I see way too often where things get blown out of proportion and they get painted to be the bad guys when they're not. But I do want to cover this because I want to add some context in my opinion. And this is no knock on Shane, and I'm not saying what I would have done or I would have done anything any differently, or I wouldn't be just as upset as he is. But I heard Lindsay talking about it on her show. Then I saw it pop up on my Facebook last night. I'm pulling it up now. So apparently he went and got his kids, and then he got pulled over by the cops for getting his kids off the bus, if I saw that story right. And Shane, I'm sorry if I'm saying the wrong name here. I don't think I am. No, no, here it is. Because I make sure I get this right. So I think we could play this. Yeah, let's take a break real quick. When we come back, I want to play this video of Shane explaining what happened to him when he picked his kids up. And I'm gonna open up the phone lines and get you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. And do you agree, disagree, and what would you have done? And like I say, I'm not pointing any fingers here. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying the police are wrong. We're gonna listen to this together. I just read the caption, hadn't even listened to the video yet. But when I did hear about it, I would be lying if I said it didn't make my blood boil a little bit just as a parent. But let's check it out when we come back. This is the Clay Edwards Show. Hey, coming up top of the second hour at 8 o'clock, we're going to have State Auditor Shad White calling in. And at 8:30, 8:35, we're going to have Fred Shanks calling in. Shad has discovered a local charitable group, a nonprofit, has been funneling a human trafficking, a nonprofit that focuses on human trafficking is funneling hundreds of thousands of dollars to anti-ICE protest. Make it make sense. You can't, liberal logic. We're going to talk to Shad White about that. And then 8:35, we'll have Fred Shanks doing our weekly Under the Dome segment and kind of what's going on there this week. Some of the bills that came out of committee that are going to be voted on, some of the bills that got voted on and passed in the House that are going on to the Senate. Maybe we'll hit HB2 dying over in the Senate. What are the odds of some of these other bills passing? Discuss some of the ones that didn't pass. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And here before this hour's over, we're going to discuss the local media's their blue hair catching on fire yesterday about the Trump administration removing the word racist from some pamphlets inside Medgar Evers' home describing Byron Della Beckwith. Like, Water's wet, the sky's blue. We know he's a racist. Does it have to be on paper too? We'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Hey, business owners, want your phones to ring away? Get your name on the airwaves with Clay Edwards Show today. Tell the town who you are while they're driving in their cars. If you want your business to grow, advertise on the Clay Edwards Show. Contact info at WIAB.com. Contact info at WIAB.com.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Nuts, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Big Big Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Surf and Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Ridgeland.
Stand that low is not just older. It's your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm working. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest treatments like facial, laser, so much. This is where
I get on the bus this morning. Okay, so I get there to get my kids. You know what? The administration, all the teachers and everything told me I can't get my kids. I can't get my kids. We're at the church down the road from the school, Madison Station. Told me I couldn't get my kids. And I asked 3 times nicely, hey, I need to get Swayze and Shaylee Saxton off that bus. The bus number right here. You know, what, probably 6 buses there, and there's a bunch of other parents in the cars, and they said no, nobody can get their kids. Nobody can get their kids. We got to keep them. With that being said, I already know where they're supposed to be going. The plan B to take all these kids. There was another active bomb threat or shooter threat or whatever, and I know that because I'm blessed to have other sources that I can figure these things out. But with that being said, they're telling me that I cannot get my kids, but they don't have a plan yet to where they're going to take my kids for safety, but yet they don't want me to get my kids. I asked 3 times nicely, very, very politely, man, you can't get your kids. I said, well, I'm going to just tell you, I'm about to go get my kids off of that bus. And they all come around, oh, Miss Saxon, you can't do that. You can't do that. I said, well, I can. I'm going to get my kids. Ain't no man or woman going to tell me that I can't get my 2 kids off that bus that's sitting right there. Because y'all have no plan for safety for my kids. And they didn't. They didn't know. They didn't know what. We don't know what we're doing yet. But the vice principal nicely went and got my kids off the bus, drove off, thought everything was fine. Other parents started coming up, had to sign her name, sign her kid's name on a piece of paper, and other parents started getting their kids at that point. When I drive down the road a quarter of a mile, I get pulled over by Madison City Police. Somebody from the school has called on me that I caused a disturbance. So somebody at the school is taking police
amazing food and a little relaxed
away from the situation to help the situation to come
load up the family,
bother me because I got my kids and I didn't follow the order of what they want to do.
The steakhouse.
And this just drives me crazy because that is absolutely absurd. You're taking police officers away from a situation that they need to be helping in other situations to come just harass me because you're mad because I...
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sunny.
It's a sad...
Brandon, today, we've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds. More than 50 vodkas, 50 plus tequilas, 30 plus rums, and ready to drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits, right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here live on WYAB. Inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios, this segment brought to you by our friends at 042 Wine and Spirits. If you're getting ready for the big Super Bowl parties this weekend, you're having a bunch of people over at the house, you're just going to be at the house, whatever the case may be, swing by. I got a text from the boss man last night. We got a special for you, a special for my Clay Edwards Show listeners out there and for anybody else. But if you hear it on the radio, it's a Clay Edwards Show special. You heard it from me, it's a Clay Edwards Show special. How about this? 25% off select wines. That's right. 25% off this weekend this weekend only on select wines. They got 400 different wines to choose from in there, and I believe the overwhelming majority of them are going to be covered under this special. There's going to be some higher end stuff that you're not getting 25% off of. You just got to, it is what it is. But you're going to have some great items available, 25% off. And hey, if one thing, that's fine too. Grab a bottle of your favorite bourbon or whiskey. They got over 200 to choose from. Ready to drink cocktails, over 50 to choose from. Vodkas, tequilas, gins, specialty liquors. They've got a wide variety of everything. They don't have any just one of anything. Well, except Jägermeister, because there's only one Jägermeister. And there's only one Fireball. No, actually, there's two Fireballs. They got that Apple one now. Anyhow, swing by, check them out today. Locally owned, locally operated, located right there in Rankin County. Award-winning in Rankin County, by the way. Voted best liquor store in Rankin County. Right next to Sonny's Barbecue, across from City Hall there, Highway 80 and Cross Gates, Brandon. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. 042 Wine and Spirits. All right, I listened to the Shane Saxton video during the break there just to make sure it checked, cleared everything and whatnot. And the thing's got 80,000 views on it on social media, so I hope Shane doesn't mind me playing it to another 80,000 people listening this morning in the on the 50,000 watt blowtorch that is WYAB. And so let's listen to what Shane explaining the situation of his kids and him getting his kids off the bus and then getting pulled over by the cops for doing so. And I want to be real clear here. I don't believe this is about the cops. I believe somebody from the school called the cops. So let's not get angry at the cops here. They're just doing their jobs. So let's check this out real quick.
Sad, sad day for the city of Madison and for the school system of Madison. Of what's going on right now with the bomb threats and active shooter threats 2 days in a row. And my kids have dealt with this 2 days in a row. And it's not the county's fault. It's not the city's fault. It's not the school system's fault. The school system normally does an amazing job. But what happened this morning is a huge problem. And it bothers me like no other. So we get the phone call, text message that, hey, we got another threat. Kids are over here at the church and the bus. They're all fine. Well, I go there to pick up my kids because my kids were some of the ones locked in the school yesterday when all this went on, lockdown, screaming, yelling, bloody murder. They thought people were dying, okay? I have a 6-year-old that's literally still traumatized from yesterday, scared to get on the bus this morning, okay? So I get there to get my kids. You know what? The administration, all the teachers and everything told me I can't get my kids. I can't get my kids. We're at the church down the road from the school, Madison Station, told me I couldn't get my kids. And I asked 3 times nicely, hey, I need to get Swayze and Shaylee Saxton off of that bus number right here. You know, there were probably 6 buses there, and there's a bunch of other parents in the cars. And they said, no, nobody can get their kids. Nobody can get their kids. We got to keep them. With that being said, I already know where they're supposed to be going. The plan B to take all these kids, there was another active bomb threat or shooter threat or whatever. And I know that because I'm blessed to have other sources that I can figure these things out. But with that being said, they're telling me that I cannot get my kids. But they don't have a plan yet to where they're going to take my kids for safety. But yet they don't want me to get my kids. I asked 3 times nicely, very, very politely, you can't get your kids. I said, well, I'm going to just tell you, I'm about to go get my kids off of that bus. And they all come around. Oh, Miss Saxon, you can't do that. You can't do that. I say, well, I can. I'm going to get my kids. Ain't no man or woman going to tell me that I can't get my 2 kids off that bus that's sitting right there. Because y'all have no plan for safety for my kids. And they didn't. They didn't know. They didn't know we don't know what we're doing yet. But the vice principal nicely went and got my kids off the bus, drove off, thought everything was fine. Other parents started coming up. We had to sign our name, sign our kid's name on a piece of paper. And other parents started getting their kids at that point. When I drive down the road a quarter of a mile, I get pulled over by Madison City Police.
Now, he has video for y'all listening on radio. He has video of this incident attached to his reel on Facebook here. So just if anybody thinks maybe he's making this up or something, he doesn't. He is not. He has video from his dash cam of this whole incident.
Somebody from the school has called on me that I caused a disturbance. So somebody at the school is taking police away from the situation to help the situation to come bother me because I got my kids and I didn't follow the of what they want to do. And this drives me crazy because that is absolutely absurd. You're taking police officers away from a situation that they need to be helping in other situations to come just harass me because you're mad because I didn't follow the rules and I wanted to get my kids. This is bad. Very, very, very bad. I'm very disappointed in Madison Station at this point, and I've never said that in my life. I'm the guy. Look, I went to private school, loved it, but Madison Station talked about how good it was. We're going to try it, and we did, and we love it. Until this point, this is a problem, a bad problem. You should have never done that.
Yeah, that he's right. That is a problem, and I don't know how you tell people. I would love to hear the other side of what the logic was behind thinking that telling a parent they can't get their kids off the bus, given the circumstances. And I want to apologize too. So I've never had a kid at a school that a bomb threat got called into. And B, I'm not law enforcement. So I don't necessarily think about things like law enforcement would. I should not have yesterday or the day before, frankly, when I was reading those breaking news texts that I was getting. I thought I was being helpful. I should not have said where parents could pick their kids up from school on the radio. My apologies for that. Because the next day, the place that the kids got taken to the day before, Ridgecrest, got a bomb threat called on it. And unbeknownst to me about that yet, when the bomb threat came into the school yesterday, I announced where they were going the next day on the radio. I thought I was doing something good. And then yesterday, because a texter kind of cued me in and said, hey, you may not want to do that. I was like, yeah, I never thought about that. You're right. And well, if y'all follow me on social media, I make video of my reels from the show. All that's AI generated. And it just is set to, they schedule, it's an automatic schedule. I don't write those captions. I don't even half the time know what's going to get posted. I just trust that it's decent because I said it. So I'm not really worried about anything I said being put online because I said it. Anyway, lo and behold, one of the clips from yesterday's show auto post, and in the auto caption, it leads with where to pick the kids up from the school at. And it didn't take 5 minutes. I got a call on my phone from one of the lieutenants at Madison Police Department. He sounded agitated. We'll just say that. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, you just posted it on Facebook. I'm like, I just posted it, but you know what? It is my fault. Let me get it down real quick. So anyhow, let's take a break. When we come back, let's read some of your comments on this. If you want to call in, 601-879-0002. If you would like to text in to the Ellis Autoplex text line, 769-241-1944. And of course, if you're on the Mazda Jackson live stream, I'm going to get your comments pulled back up on the screen right now, and we can read some of those when we come back as well. We may or may not be able to get to this Medgar Evers story, depending on how popular this topic is this morning. So we can always kick the can down the road on that. We'll be right back here on The Clay Edwards Show.
1039 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
Men, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you could be suffering from low testosterone. Do you have low sex drive? ED, always tired, depressed, loss of muscle mass, obese, loss of focus and drive? You, my friends, need to get your numbers checked. Check out Men's Health of Mississippi, located in Madison, Mississippi, and online at menshealthms.com. Guys, get your numbers checked today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. menshealthms.com. Men's Health of Mississippi.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
Since 2012, Brentech Solutions has been keeping Central Mississippi businesses connected and protected. From secure data backup and cloud services with Synology to reliable network design and maintenance, servers, and business Wi-Fi, Brentech truly does it all. Brentech is your Ring Pro partner and smart home automation solutions provider. Brentech can handle Microsoft 365 support and even Starlink. Visit brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. IT solutions that work.
When Second's making a play, Short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
Burgers, blues, barbecue, the name says it all. At our spots in Madison, downtown Brandon, and Flowood at Dogwood, dive into mouth-watering award-winning burgers and barbecue like our tender brisket and savory pulled pork that'll have you licking your fingers clean. Our B3 Catering Company can handle any job from 5 to 5,000 people and with 2 food trucks ready for all your special events. Check out the all-new burgersblues.com to view our full menu, order carryout, and delivery by locally owned Take a Break deliveries.
Get ready, Jackson. On Friday, February 6th, Martin's Restaurant downtown cranks it up with Pretty Tied Up, the ultimate Guns N' Roses tribute band. Hear all the classics like Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City, and more. Played loud with full 80s rock swagger. Don't miss the pure Guns N' Roses energy live at Martin's Restaurant downtown in Jackson. Visit the Martin's Downtown Facebook page for ticket information.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Here live on WYAB. Inside the Men's Health, Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This segment brought to you by one of our new partners here on the show, Elite Pools. Yep, that's right. You got a swimming pool, got that concrete pond out in the backyard. I know it's wintertime right now. It seems crazy to be thinking about getting it ready for summer. But you know the great thing, if you've had a pool long enough, you know, if you keep it ready, you ain't got to get it ready. And I'm going to tell you, as a longtime pool owner, I learned that keeping it maintenance throughout the winter is a way less expensive proposition than trying to get it up to speed right before summer. And, it's just a nightmare. Look, reach out to my buddy, Darren, over at Elite Pools. Darren Solick, he's the owner. You can visit him online at elitepoolsms.com. Elite Pools can handle anything that your pool needs, from routine maintenance to full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. Elite Pools can bring your old pool back to life. Is your pool's water green, Call Elite Pools before you even think about adding chemicals to it. It could be a range of other issues like your filter, water flow, and even sand type. Elite Pools is an exclusive dealer of Jandy equipment, which comes with a 3-year parts and labor warranty, which is not a guarantee that most dealers make, covering parts like the heaters, filters, pumps, return jets, and more. Elite Pools uses Merlin liners, which are 100% made in the USA vinyl. They even work after hours when the other guys won't. Visit ElitePoolsMS.com to learn more. ElitePoolsMS.com. Locally owned, locally operated, right out of Madison County, but they can go wherever they need to go here in the Mississippi area. So doesn't matter where you're at, give them a call today. Check them out online, ElitePoolsMS.com. And we'll be telling you more about Elite Pools as we go here. Just want to welcome them to the show. Darren's been a long-time supporter. Even bought me some drinks one night on election night a couple years ago, him and his wife. So appreciate that. Good folks. All right. Phone line, 601-879-0002. You want to chime in on a parent from Madison Station being pulled over by the cops yesterday after he got his kids off the bus in a chaotic situation that was a second day in a row of a bomb threat. Crazy stuff. Let's go to the text line here, the Ellis Autoplex text line, and read a couple texts that came in. Let's see here. Unknown texter says, if there had been an actual active shooter in the area and law enforcement had not secured the area and he was pulling students off the bus and one of them got killed, the school system would be sued, but the school should have explained why he wasn't supposed to be able to. Yeah, I mean, that's a big what if, right? Because it wasn't a mass shooter. I mean, it wasn't an active shooter. That wasn't the situation. I understand what you're saying, and you're not wrong, but that's not what this was. I think overwhelmingly we understand that it was a hoax, but I know you can't look at it like that in the midst of it. But it wasn't an active shooter. It was a bomb threat, and the kids were just stuck on the bus. So I don't know. I don't like playing out every what if when we know that's not what happened. So, and again, I'm not pointing fingers here. I think people are doing what they thought was best and safe. What I think was messed up was them calling the cops on the parent after he was clearly gone with his kids and after they let him off the bus. Like the principal or assistant principal, whatever he said, came and let his kids off the bus. And then other parents got their kids. They did the whole thing right. So what was the holdup? I mean, why are you leaving the kids on the bus to be a target? That'd be more what I would think. And I am a parent, and I do understand your parental instincts taking over in that situation. I think we all do. Let's see here. Unknown texter. Corruption has been rampant in Madison for decades since Mary Hawkins took office. Yeah, I don't think this has anything to do with corruption, though. All right. No real text this morning on the text line. I'm surprised. This seems like a topic that would overtake the show. Let's see what the Mazda Jackson live streamers have to say. I've been seeing it churning and burning over there. Y'all be sure to hit like on the video, please, if you're watching on the live stream this morning. Let's see here. Michael Edwards says, I would have got my kids too, no questions. Let's see. Michael Edwards also says, I looked for anybody that had anything bad about they're talking about something else. That's the only reason I don't read too many of these live stream comments anymore, because these guys are so active talking to one another that I can't get too, I never know what they're talking about. Shane, watching on X, says, with a name like Shane, should have known he was going to be right and not take any crap from these folks. Them Shanes sticking together, aren't they? Ride or die. Shane also says, I wish a MFer would have ever told me that I couldn't get my daughter off the bus. Shane also says, the audacity. Y'all know that's one of my favorite words. They must have got it on discount at Big Lots. They had so much audacity. Of these school bureaucrat government flunkies Brother was absolutely in the right. Andrew says, and then got pulled over. WTF. Little Nikki says, imagine someone telling you you can't take custody of your child. I'd get myself into a world of trouble. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the people online telling me that I had some bleed through earlier. Yeah, that's my bad, man. I forgot to pull the commercial stream down. Let's see here. Back to the Ellis Autoplex text line. Ben says, Ben's been busy texting me this morning, says they always claim it's for the safety of the kid. We are the parents. How much safer can it get? And then he says, definitely one of the employees, somebody over there has a hang up on enforcing rules. Seems like they try and make an example of the parents in front of the child. So the child knows that they have to also follow the rules in life, no exceptions. Also, there were a lot of people in the vehicles en route to the school while you were making your announcements. A lot of them weren't getting texts because they were driving. They would have never known had you not announced it when you did. Kind of a double-edged sword, I guess. He also says it probably has nothing to do with ICE having roads blocked off in Reunion yesterday across the street from the school, but that was also going on. Yeah, look, as far as me announcing where it was at, I can see why that would rub some people the wrong way. But I also looked at it from what Ben was saying there. There's a lot of people out on the roads. I mean, this is a very, not to toot my own horn here, but this is a very popular radio show in the morning times. And parents listen to this show with their kids in the cars on the way to school. You know, you're not always checking your text messages. Believe it or not, some people don't check their text messages while they're driving. So we made the announcement. And of course, I guess if parents had their kids in the car, they wouldn't need to pick them up from anywhere. I guess that would be the flip side of that. Anyway, I mean, I can definitely understand why it was a bad decision, but I thought I was doing something right in the moment. I apologize. I won't do it again, but we'll definitely announce these things again, because if I'm a parent, I want to know where in the Hades I need to go. So let's see. It's gonna be interesting to see who it was doing it. I hope the feds get this person. I mean, I know it's my Captain Obvious statement of the day, but this thing's very targeted because other schools didn't get this. The one at Hillcrest is something completely unrelated. Bobby texts in on the Ellis Autoplex text line, says, I wonder if the bomb threat was called in by someone PO'd about their kids not being able to go to Madison schools because of the school choice bill not passing. Yeah, you never know. You never know. This is a text that came through on somebody's business line, so I'm not going to read who it's from. But it says, good morning. We're the other parents in Madison pulled over as well. This is from Jimmy. Jimmy, I don't reckon so. But I guess Shane's the one that kind of laid the gauntlet down initially and kind of got the ball rolling for the kids getting off the bus. And maybe some woke administrator over there bureaucrat decided that they didn't like their authority being questioned. That's really what this feels like. It feels like somebody inside the school felt like their authority was being questioned. Some minimum wage, teacher assistant or something. My authority being questioned. How dare these parents? We know better than the parents know. Damn, I just made the argument for school choice, didn't I? Is it too late to change my opinion? I kid. But if I'm a parent at that school, I want to know who the hell called the cops on me. I want the 911 call. Shane, do you a FOIA request? Find out who called 911 from that school. Because I know anytime I've ever called 911, I had to tell them my name. They were as concerned about whom I was as what I was reporting. So just my thoughts. Let's see here. Bobby texts back. Says definitely a woke employee calling the cops. Oh, for sure. Let's see here. Now the texts are pouring in. Unknown texter says, I feel like this is a play by the Democrats because the school choice bill did not pass. But the Democrats didn't want the school choice bill passing. That's the crazy thing about this, the school choice thing. The Democrats were going to be the people that benefited the most from this. It was their kids that was going to benefit the most from this, at least in the Tri-County area, especially like Jackson. It's going to be their kids that got to flood the zone. It wasn't going to be a flood of kids coming from the suburbs back into Jackson, unless it was a scenario like, say, for instance, a family moved, say a kid's been going to Forest Hill up to 11th grade, and the parents moved before their senior year, but they're like, hey, I just want to finish my senior year here instead of moving. 100% understand that. I don't care what school it is, how good, bad, indifferent the school is. If a kid's made it to the 11th grade and they want to finish up to 12th grade with the class of people they've already gone through school with, you stay. 100%. But that would be the only logical reason that I could see anybody who could go to school in a different district coming to Jackson to go to school. But whatever, everybody has their preferences. That definitely wouldn't be mine. Let's take a break. We'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show. Coming up, top of hour 2, we got a boy, State Auditor Shad White, calling in. We got a hot one for you with Shad this morning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
.1039 WYAB.
At Flora Animal Hospital, our team doesn't just take care of your pet's needs. We feel like it starts with the pet parents. If the pet parent is informed thoroughly and understands the situation with the animal and why certain things need to be done or certain medications need to be given, it's easier to get that done. Our website is floraanimalhospital.com. It'll take you straight to the online store where your medicine can be purchased, food can be purchased, prescription or non-prescription, and they will be shipped straight to your front door. floraanimalhospital.com.
We would like to invite you to visit our retirement community, which is not only beautiful, but affordable as well. I'm Rhonda Brown, director at the Waterford on Highland Colony in Ridgeland. Our enhanced dining services include 3 delicious daily meals served in our beautiful open dining room. In addition, we're pet friendly, and we're so excited about our brand new dog park. Call us at the Waterford on Highland Colony in Ridgeland, 601-856-6131.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
It can be hard to move past the guilt, times of weakness and regret, knowing you weren't there for your family when they needed you the most. But there is life after addiction. We're seeing broken families restored, one man at a time, through our vehicle, cash, and thrift store donations. It's given Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge the ability to help these men succeed in having better lives. Donate a vehicle, running or not, and we'll come pick it up. Call today, 601-572-7296, or visit us at vehicledonationsms.com.
Hi, this is Allen, nurse practitioner at the MEA Medical Clinic in Flora, Mississippi. Located in the Cotton Exchange Plaza, we're here to provide patient-centered care that is thorough, compassionate, and convenient. Whether you need primary care services or same-day medical care when you aren't feeling your best, we're here to support your health.
MEA Medical Clinics.
Grizz Nation, your Memphis Grizzlies season is in full swing at FedEx Forum, and there's nothing like being there to cheer on your team. Grab your tickets and bring your energy to the electric atmosphere of a Grizz game. Tickets are always available online at grizzlies.com/tickets or in person at the FedEx Forum box office in Memphis.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Burgers, blues, barbecue, the name says it all. At our spots in Madison, downtown, and Flowood at Dogwood, dive into mouth-watering, award-winning burgers and barbecue like our tender brisket and savory pulled pork that'll have you licking your fingers clean. Our B3 Catering Company can handle any job from 5 to 5,000 people and with 2 food trucks ready for all your special events. Check out the all-new burgersblues.com to view our full menu, order carryout, and delivery by locally owned Take a Break deliveries.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. We got a couple minutes here for the top of the hour break. Let's read a couple more texts that came in on the LS Autoplex text line. Anonymous texter says, if 1,000 parents did what he did, there would have been mass chaos. And my reply to that is true, but that's not what happened. You know, and I understand all the what if scenarios, but I kind of want to just stick to the facts that did happen. And, you know, there wasn't 1,000 parents doing what he did. It was him there doing what he did. And there should have been a better explanation as to why he couldn't get his kids off the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, just somebody say, hey, here's why. Yeah, better communication from the school administration to the parents. That would be my thought process there. Also, somebody found, all right, that's way too long. I can't read all that, but there you can Google why. It says from Google, in the event of a school bomb threat, police typically initiate lockdowns and secure perimeter to manage safety, which often restricts immediate, unrestricted access for parents. And it's rather lengthy, but y'all can kind of Google that. Like, what is protocol for a bomb threat at a school as far as parents getting to their kids, and kind of see what protocol is. And I understand that. I just think that maybe it could have been communicated to the parents better. It's just taking Shane's video at face value there. It felt like there seems to be a communication issue. And he wanted his damn kids. And I don't fault him as a parent a single bit, not a single bit. And then them calling the cops on him is just like, what the hell? We'll be right back with State Auditor Shad White.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Another anguished plea to Nancy Guthrie's kidnapper.
We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
The 84-year-old son, Cameron, has posted a new video as the search for his mother enters its 6th day. CBS's Anna Schechter says investigators are working without key evidence from Nancy Guthrie's Tucson home.
The disconnection of the doorbell camera, the motion sensor that pinged to that camera inside, however, no video. We have a little bit more of an understanding of what was going on in the middle of the night, but no images point to a suspect.
Indirect nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran in Oman today didn't last much more than an hour. Will Todman at the Center for Strategic and International Studies believes Tehran is reluctant to make concessions.
In their mind, if they did compromise on their ballistic missiles, on their activities in the broader Middle East, that would leave them completely defenseless against other more powerful regional actors like Arab Gulf states like Saudi Arabia.
People from Ohio to Maine could be shivering through the coldest temperatures of the season over the next couple of days. Meteorologist Craig Allen.
The polar vortex plunges and the Arctic tundra comes rushing down into the eastern and northeast sections of the United States with temperatures that could be as much as 20 to 30 degrees below average for this time of year through the weekend.
Feels like temps could drop into the negative double digits. CBS News has just learned President Trump will sign an executive order today boosting Argentinian beef imports into the U.S. His efforts to bring meat prices down aren't going over well with American cattle ranchers. The president's new website offering cheaper prescription drugs is up and running.
.gov. The site doesn't sell medications, but lists dozens of them at reduced rates and suggests where to buy them. Users can print out coupons to use at pharmacies.
Americans have long been paying the highest drug prices anywhere in the world, while other countries often paid pennies on the dollar for the exact same drugs.
But researchers say most of the drugs on TrumpRx.gov are covered through insurance. Most Americans' copays will cost less than the prices on the website. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Don't have rhythm? Blame your birth mom.
Researchers in Italy played Bach piano songs for sleeping newborns while measuring their brain waves. The baby's brain waves showed signs of surprise when the rhythm of the songs unexpectedly changed. Previous research has shown even in the womb, babies can respond to music.
CBS's Michael George. This is CBS News.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-990-3434. That's 800-990-3434. 800-990.
Local news and weather brought to you by Mississippi Energy Services. We're your fast, affordable, and friendly generator service company. msenergy.us. msenergy.us.
The threats made against people and schools. Sunny today with a high at 69. Mostly clear with a low at 37 tonight. Saturday it's sunny and 57. Sunday it's sunny and 67. Into the 70s for Monday and Tuesday. With news on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis. Phone records led to the arrest of 38-year-old Abby Nicole Taylor and the threat of a mass shooting at Hillcrest Christian School. That was made Wednesday, say Jackson police. Taylor is being charged with making terroristic threats. Police did not discuss her motive publicly. That's after two threats this week in what may be separate incidents at Madison Station Elementary, which was closed for a second day Thursday after a threat about a bomb that came in before school started. That's the second threat in 2 days, and Madison police are working with the feds to get to the bottom of it. And linemen were threatened in Yalobusha County, according to a post from the sheriff's department there, and they say they will do everything possible to protect the people trying to get the lights back on. According to the post, deputies are now going out with the linemen. The list of charges for a man and woman that the Neshoba County Sheriff's Department says left the scene of a wreck with a Neshoba Central school bus on Highway 488 Tuesday afternoon is long, including DUI and 19 counts of child endangerment for 57-year-old Stanley Wayne Barentine of DeIberville and public drunk, littering, false ID, and disorderly conduct for 46-year-old Christy King of Conahata, caught, deputies say, with a beer in her hand after fleeing the wreck scene. None of the kids nor the driver were hurt. Mississippi Gas back up to $2.40, says Gas Buddy. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
This Valentine's Day, be the hero without the hassle. At Green Oak, we're the Valentine's Day experts. We know exactly what she wants, and we make it easy for you to get it right. Choose from stunning hand-designed floral arrangements and gifts online at greenoakms.com or visit us in-store in Jackson next to Palm Bridges Park or in Ridgeland at the Township. Green Oak does all the work. You get all the credit. Order now at greenoakms.com and make this Valentine's Day unforgettable. Green Oak, Jackson's floral experts since 1960.
A new year means a new you with a new ride from Mazda of Jackson with our extended super sale. Chart your new course in a 2025 CX-5 before they're gone. Price to move with 0.9% financing for 72 months with approved credit. And see why it's the compact crossover that's built for you. Plus, get 1 year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. It's time to make the resolution to choose Mazda today. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson on I-55 Frontage Road.
Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying? May the times you live in be interesting. We have accomplished that.
More testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal, and they don't care, and everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now, and I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a motherfucker.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay.
Boom goes La Dynamite. It's hour 2 of the most incendiary show on the RADIO. This is the Clay Edwards Show here live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios, where you can always text Clay to 601-800-5130. Get your free testosterone screening today. Well, get it scheduled today. Man, there's so much more than that out there. We'll tell you about that later. Here on well, let me say it like this. This interview is brought to you by our good friends over at Mazda of Jackson. You can shop them online at MazdaofJackson.com. Of course, you can watch the Mazda of Jackson live stream on YouTube, X, and Rumble. That's this show. Just type Save JXN into those platforms, and the live stream should pull up. And of course, it's always there on demand anytime you're ready. On the phone, we got our buddy, State Auditor Shad White. Good morning, Shad. How you doing, brother?
Hey, brother. Thank you for having me, man.
Man, thank you. 2 weeks in a row here. So we're on a roll here with you.
That's right. I like it.
I do too, man. I always enjoy talking with you. You're a great follow online as well. You're very passionate about things that I'm very passionate about. So it makes having these conversations very easy. Hey, real quick, man, before we jump into this, I just saw something on Facebook that I think you will find equally as aggravating as I did. They got that new socialist communist mayor there in New York City, Zohran Mamdani. So, they're trying to tax businesses to death to cover all of their socialist programs. Well, one of his supporters has come out and just said the quiet part out loud. He says, let's see, Zohran Mamdani supporter says the city should ban businesses from leaving New York because of higher taxes. Quote, we should take their business and we run it for the city ourselves. If we're building a real movement to stop that, we'd actually make it illegal for them to leave. Find them to hell. Let's just take the business and find some random nut job blue hair to run it. That's always worked. So,
they have finally come back around to Stalinism. I mean, that's basically what Soviet Russia was. They could not figure out how to generate the wealth that was needed and stifle any sort of opposition to the regime. So what do? Well, you just ban people from owning private property, and you ban dissent, and you have people rat on each other when they complain about the government. And so, Mamdani's his election was just a sign that they were going to start trying socialism. And now once they get one step into socialism, they realize all the horrible steps they have to take in order to keep capital there. And it's a nightmare. Like, I wouldn't want to be a rich guy or rich gal in New York City today. Not at all.
No, I saw a video on the Patrick Bet-David podcast. It was a commercial they're running that I think Florida is spending, or South Florida anyway, is spending like $10 million to market the city or the state to these big billionaire business owners to relocate their businesses there. And it's some of these just multi-billionaires, Stephen Ross that owns the Dolphins and a bunch of other stuff. I forgot the other guy's name, but he's worth like 50 or 60 billion dollars. And they got them in this ad promoting or marketing to these other billionaires in these blue cities. Relocate on down here to South Florida. This is where you can scale from 10 employees to 1,000 employees like that. Really interesting that the state is marketing itself to billionaires, and other billionaires are doing it for them. So it says a lot about how angry they are about having to relocate to Florida to begin with. So it's going to be interesting the next couple of years, see how it all plays out.
I feel really bad for these small business owners. I mean, those are the folks who are going to get hit really hard. I mean, if you think about a person who's poured their life into a small business, an HVAC repair company or something in Queens or in New York City, like that person is toast. They can't just pick up and move.
No.
And if Mamdani squeezes them with all these taxes, they're going to have to fire everybody. They're going to lose their business. And then there's no tax base to pay for all the free stuff that Mamdani wants. It just, their whole ideology makes no sense.
It makes none. He's going to sit there and say, well, you grossed $10 million last year. Yeah, well, our expenses were $9 million. Yeah, but you grossed 10. You're rich. So that's crazy.
Right.
I
don't understand it.
You know, it's like you want to see it follow through and fail so we can get on the other side of it. But I hate the people that's going to hurt in the process that didn't vote for it.
Yep. Agreed. Totally agreed.
Well, Shad, what we're going to talk about this morning kind of plays off that because they got a big problem up there with illegals and immigration and people who are just a bunch of freeloaders up there. And you made a great post yesterday. You uncovered that a nonprofit called El Pueblo that is it's an anti-human trafficking nonprofit that's supposed to help victims of human trafficking, I believe, or bring attention to it anyway. And they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars funneling it to anti-ICE protest.
Well, this is pretty crazy. So it starts with the Attorney General's Human Trafficking Fund, and that fund gave El Pueblo $200,000. So one of the reasons they said they gave this money to this nonprofit, El Pueblo, was so that El Pueblo would fight against human trafficking. The whole problem is when you dig into El Pueblo, what you realize is that they are an anti-ICE, anti-immigration enforcement nonprofit. They have participated in and organized anti-ICE protests. They ask their followers and their supporters on social media to go to the legislature and advocate against any kind of immigration enforcement bills. And the whole point here is that this is our taxpayer money, about $200,000 of it, going to this crazy organization. It defies common sense. People are sick of this stuff. We do not want our money going to fund these crazy organizations. I've yet to understand how, the organizations on the right, the nonprofits on the right, never seem to benefit from this money. I've never seen a pro-Second Amendment nonprofit get taxpayer money. But somehow the crazy organizations on the left end up with taxpayer money. And in this case, they got taxpayer money through the Attorney General's Human Trafficking Task Force. I mean, imagine if that money had just been sent to a nonprofit that only focused on stopping human trafficking. That probably would have been a better idea, but here we are.
Yeah, I know 2 or 3 here locally that actually do just that are actually ran by that's actually ran by conservatives, believe it or not. They even go on human trafficking missions where they run operations to save people that are in prostitution rings and human trafficking and all of that stuff. And it's all, fundraising, all driven by fundraisers and donations that money could have made massive differences for. But here they are. And the crazy part about it is it's not the nexus of these ICE raids and whatnot. These are the people that are doing the human trafficking. These are victims of human trafficking that are being brought into this country illegally or taken advantage of once they've gotten here. We all know how this works. The coyotes deal, the smuggling the people across the border, all the deaths, shoving people into 18-wheelers like sardines, U-Haul trucks, everything. That's what it's supposed to be fighting. And they're supporting. It makes my blood boil.
Same for me. And look, this also goes back to another conversation you and I had previously. Today is Attorney General Lynn Fitch's Human Trafficking Summit. It's going to kick off in about 45 minutes. El Pueblo is listed as a participant in the conference. and they're listed on the Attorney General's website as one of their trusted partners in human trafficking. There will be press at this event. I'm willing to bet you a nickel that not a single mainstream reporter asks a question of El Pueblo or the Attorney General about the fact that they are an anti-ICE, anti-immigration enforcement nonprofit spending our taxpayer money. I bet you they don't get any questions about it. But that's why I'm glad that you cover stuff like this on your show, because it gets the word out to normal people who care about where their money is going.
Well, I'm still trying to get Lynn on record telling us what she thinks about what happened in Minnesota with ICE, because if she's going to sit here and pretend that she supports or admits that she supports Donald Trump and ICE and the anti-immigration policies, or whatever you want, anti-illegal immigration policies, as we try to get these people out of our country, do you support our ICE agents in what happened up there? And if you do, why the hell are you trying to arrest officers down here that were being almost ran over or attempted to be run over? They had to defend themselves. It's just, there's a wild conflict that I have a problem with. Very hypocritical. I'm not a fan of Lynn at all. I don't know what she's done, for the citizens of Mississippi, outside of get Anthony Fox out of jail, who should have never been in jail. But I digress. This is so aggravating.
Well, I think that every elected official should be held accountable, including myself, and we should be asked our positions on these big issues. And so I said very bluntly, in writing, for the record, I am a supporter of ICE. I'm a supporter of immigration enforcement. I'm a supporter of President Trump. And I've told people, too, we should methodically, meaning the people, voters, should methodically go to each of our politicians and ask them if they support ICE and immigration enforcement. Because we deserve to know where they stand on all these issues. And we can then make a decision about who to vote for based on that information. And what I find is that, when you ask some of the other politicians what they feel about, how they feel about ICE or immigration enforcement, a lot of them get real uncomfortable real quick. They start squirming and they prevaricate and they give you non-committal answers. We deserve clear transparency from our elected officials. It doesn't matter who you are.
Right. So all week, last 2 weeks, last few months, whatever, I've been outspoken against school choice, and people are like, well, that's a Trump thing. How are you going to step up against Trump? I was like, well, you don't have to agree with everything, but I believe if you're a Trump supporter, the immigration stuff, that is the pillar of what he ran on. Like, you're probably a Trump supporter because of the immigration issue in this country. Yep. So that's, you can't be for Trump and against that. That doesn't play well together. That's like being pro-choice and pro-life at the same time. You just can't be. Like, if you're a Trump supporter, you understand that there's an immigration problem in this country, and we got to get it fixed for the future, to save the future of this country.
That's exactly right. I mean, to your point, I think if you had President Trump on this show and you asked him why he was elected, I think he'd probably say, because people trust me to do the right thing and because folks were sick of open borders. I mean, I think it's pretty much that simple. And so now that we get into the middle of the administration, we're over a year in, and President Trump is delivering on what he promised, which is a crackdown on illegal immigration. Now you're getting to see who your real friends are. You're getting to see who the people are that were just along for the ride because he was winning, and who are the folks who actually agree with his agenda for making the country better. And more importantly, you get to see who is going to do a little bit of work to help him. If you're giving money out to a nonprofit that is anti-ICE and organizing anti-ICE protests, that's not any help. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that that's not a lot of help.
No, that's counterproductive. You're doing the complete opposite. I mean, you are helping the Democrat with their future voting base.
Right.
If you're helping anti-ICE protests, you are furthering the agenda of the Democrats.
That's right. That's right. And this issue is not going away. I see Vice President Vance talking about it all the time. We have to be unified as conservatives in solving this problem. And the more people who shirk away from the president's agenda, the harder it is to get all of this stuff done. So anyway, my big point is, folks think that this kind of stuff, like these anti-ICE protests and these crazy organizations, they think they only happen in blue states. That is not true. We are here in Ruby Red, Mississippi, and we've got some of the same crazy people down here. And unfortunately, just like in California, they're getting some of our taxpayer money.
Oh, yeah. I got sent a couple flyers the other day. There's a group on Facebook. Can't remember the name of it now. But there were several anti-ICE protests in January on the steps of the Capitol. So they're definitely happening here in Mississippi. And, it's coming from taxpayer funds. Shad, is there anything we can do to prevent these organizations getting our money, these liberal organizations getting our money from our quote-unquote Republican Attorney General's office or other offices?
Well, number one, I think folks should reach out to the AG's office and they should say, look, stop spending the human trafficking fund on El Pueblo and organizations like that. Don't do that. Just focus on what it's supposed to be for, which is human trafficking. That's number one. And number two, we're in the middle of the legislative session right now. The legislature is deciding in the next few weeks how to spend your money. So I think folks ought to reach out to their state senators and their state house members and say, look, when I told you that I wanted money spent on human trafficking, what I really meant was I wanted money spent against human trafficking. I don't want money going to organizations like this. Lawmakers can step in. They can write a sentence in their appropriation that says no money for this kind of an organization. They could, change the way the funding is handed out. If the human trafficking task force under the AG can't be trusted to do it right, well, create a new task force and let's figure out how to spend that money the right way. But lawmakers have a say in this. They're the ones who appropriate the money. They can put a stop to it.
We got to quit giving money to nonprofits, period. No tax dollars to any nonprofit as far as I'm concerned. And then completely blow the system up and rebuild it from the floor up, figure out a better way to do this and make sure the money's not being used for anti-American nonprofits. Shad, thank you so much for taking the time with us this morning, brother, and bringing attention to this. I'm going to push the hell out of it. And we're going to make sure Lynn Fitch knows that we ain't happy.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
You too. Stay safe. Let's take a break real quick, come back. And I want to draw some comparisons between the immigration issue and the Epstein issue and what is really important to Americans, not just what's important on the internet. And I guarantee you, to everyday average Americans walking up and down the streets of Mississippi, shopping, eating, playing, living, laughing, loving, working, I guarantee the immigration issue is a much, much more important issue than the Epstein stuff. If you flip that and you look at the internet, you would think that the Epstein stuff is the most important thing in the world. We'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show. Coming up at 8:35, we'll have State Rep Fred Shanks on. Won't be long. We'll be right back.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Hey, business owners, want your phones to ring away? Get your name on the airwaves with the Clay Edwards Show today. Tell the town who you are while they're driving in their cars. If you want your business to grow, advertise on the Clay Edwards Show. Contact info at WYAB.com. Contact info at WYAB.com.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions, at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. This segment brought to you by our friends over at El Patrio Mexican Grill and Cantina right there in Brandon, Mississippi, and in Flowood, Mississippi, right there in Dogwood. Swing by El Patrio for lunch today. Get some fajitas, chimichanga, quesadilla, tacos. Who doesn't love good tacos, man? They got so many great authentic Mexican and Tex-Mex dishes available for you today. Great homemade salsa, great queso, ice cold draft beer on a big old fishbowl goblet, big frozen margaritas, specialty drinks, and more. Swing by, enjoy it today. Get out tonight. It's going to be some good weather. There's going to be some patio weather today. Get out on the patio. It's going to be up in the 70s. Sun going to be out. It may still be a little chilly because it's coming up from 30 degrees, not down from 100, but still going to be comfortable nonetheless out there. So swing by either location, Dogwood or Crossgates, Brandon. Enjoy El Patrio Mexican Grill and Cantina. And I always like to mention our Brandon sponsors when we got our state rep from Brandon on the phone line. This interview brought to you by Mazda of Jackson. Fred, what's going on? State Rep Fred Shanks, by the way. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I was actually just on the phone with my counterpart over in the Senate, Brian Rhodes, Senator Rhodes. He and I were just going over a bunch of Rankin County issues and just hung up with him and jumped on with you, man. So just getting to work.
Fred, I teased that I was going to talk about one thing right before the break, and I thought I kind of just pivoted because of time, and I wanted to get you on in here so we weren't rushed. But I do want to ask just your general consensus. I have this feeling, this kind of gut feeling, just based on my real life interactions with people versus online. The Epstein's files and all that. I feel like that is, if you live online, you're always on X, especially Twitter, that you to that person, this Epstein stuff is the biggest story in the world. It drives the news cycle. It's all Epstein all the time. Everything's tied to Epstein. Why haven't we arrested these people? All this stuff. if you go out and about in the real world, the number one issue is immigration and ICE.
Right.
Whether
That's where
you're
I'm at.
whether you're for it or against it. That's the
Yeah.
number one story in this country right
Yeah.
now. And I don't think either one should be. I think the story should be the economy's doing pretty good. Gas has gotten cheaper. The Trump administration is doing some really good things. Like the Trump RX stuff came out yesterday for people without insurance to be able to get medicines a lot cheaper.
Right.
So, there are so many promises made, promises kept, campaign promises made, campaign promises kept, that, I think we should really be focusing on some of the positive a little bit more than we are all this negative stuff. But circling back to the immigration, because it is a very important issue. I just think that this Epstein stuff is just driving the train. And I don't know that it's driving it to nowhere, because nothing is going to happen.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. I mean, people need to look at what all Trump's done in really a year and 2 months at this point. All the things that he's accomplished more than most presidents ever do already. We still have roughly 3 years of his leadership. And, I think I think Epstein to me was, he may have been, a CIA or Mossad. I don't think he was an agent, but I think he was a money handler for those groups. I think that's all he was. Side note, he was a freak, and he also would, dabble in blackmail. But I think it's being used at this point as a distraction. I don't think there's some, I don't think it's any more than that. There were bad people. He was a bad guy. Bad people were in on it. Obviously, some of the things that are being said about what has come out in those files, it's got asterisks by it, like this was not a credible source. Some of it was, some of it wasn't. But, and the Democrats really pushed it until they started being in it. And now it's like from some of the talking heads, it's like you don't hear quite as much about it, because now it's got Bill and Hillary wrapped up in it, as we all knew they already were. They're having to go testify in front of Congress about it. So I think you're going to hear about it a little less. But I'm like you. We need to look at what happened in Minnesota. That's going to be times 10 once we get to California, which J.D. Vance is going to be handling that. So, yeah, I agree. I think it's just kind of a distraction at this point. Let's get some things done and move on.
Well, first, he's dead.
Yeah. That's exactly. And the victims, the ones that have least been in it since the beginning, they've all been paid. I'm not saying it was right that what happened to them. There's even questions about some of the victims. Some of them may have been more, hiring these other girls to kind of come into the Epstein worlds. Like, were they really, those particular ones, were they were recruiters, were they really victims? And I don't know. It's just madness, really. But I think it's more of a distraction than anything. I don't think it should be, in the top 3 things we're talking about in the country at all.
Well, here's my other thing too. And everybody's like, well, why aren't we arresting these people? Well, where did the crimes happen at? Did they, do we even have jurisdiction to arrest these people?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot. You've got, Prince Andrew, or, I think they stripped him of everything. The guy paid, he had a civil agreement with his victim and paid her, millions of dollars. And I don't know what else you do. And obviously, Epstein's dead. They've taken the money. As far as I've read, they've got his money and distributed it to victims. So I don't know what else you do. And,
I don't either. Do I want everybody that touched a child thrown in prison? Absolutely. Or worse.
Sure.
Chemically castrated.
Yeah.
But I just don't, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. And this is just my ignorance. Where is Epstein Island even in the jurisdiction of America? Can we file charges for stuff that was done there? I know the FBI raided the place, but can we even file charges down there?
That's another good point. I don't really know what you could, that gets real, like I say, at the Capitol, it gets real lawyery, but you got jurisdictional deals there, political, all kind of stuff. And I don't really know what you could get out of that. It's already it's either been sold or assumed control of anyway. So it's, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I like I said, I think he was a money handler and dabbled in blackmail and had a dark side to him, a personal side to him. And again, it's all, I think it's a big political distraction because they always wanted, Trump's in it. Well, he's mentioned in it, but if they really had something about Trump, which is what all this is about, they would have let that go when Biden was president, because they would have seen that. They had the files for years. They would have found his name in there, and they would have hammered him, and we'd have never heard the end of it had he really been in there more than, what he's mentioned.
Well, I think that we've got all the files, and you could tell, I'm pretty sure we got the final dump of all these files the other day, the 3 million files. Some stuff's redacted, some stuff's not.
Yeah.
The Democrats are trying to sue to get them unreleased because they're like, whoa, the dog just caught the tire.
Yeah.
The dog just caught the tire.
Exactly.
We put it back up. We don't want it.
Yeah.
And I think you finally got all the files, and you're seeing that Trump was right again when he said there's going to be a lot of people whose names are in there that are going to get drug into this that are innocent. I mean, they had a 800 number set up that anybody in the world could call and make an accusation. And all of those accusations are in there. Well, who do you think was going to call that number? Sane people?
Yeah, true.
So people are taking anything in black and white and they're running with it as fact. I mean, I saw something the other day, and we got to take a break and we'll come back and do our Under the Dome segment. But I saw something the other day that, and I'm not doubting it happened. I'm just saying I don't think it happened. That Ghislaine and Epstein strangled 2 Asian underage girls and buried them off in the mountains somewhere in Arizona or wherever their ranch is or whatever. I'm like, it was apparently rough sex gone bad. And with 2 girls, not just one, so I just don't believe this stuff. And people are just running with a lot of crazy stuff. And a lot of bad stuff did happen, but can we stop with the satanic rituals and just all of this crazy super QAnon stuff? It makes it muddies the water
if
for the real stuff.
Evidence. Yeah. I mean, if there's real evidence, well, let's see it and let's get on it. But if there's not, move on.
Yeah. I mean, something about the Podesta brothers being involved in a kidnapping of a young girl, like a child.
Yeah, that's the Pizzagate. Yeah, the Pizzagate stuff. It's got him wrapped in it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe a lot of the Pizzagate
stuff. He may be a weirdo.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess, again, I don't want to come across like I'm anti this stuff being out there. I'm not. I'm for it being out there and exposing everybody. I just don't know what
evidence.
I just don't know what people expect from it. Like there needs to be a base of reality and expectations. And just remember, while everybody's mad at Trump for some reason over all this, we would have never seen any of this if Kamala Harris was president today.
100%. That is, and people kind of tend to forget that.
Right. Perspective is key. Fred, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Let's see what's going on at the Capitol this week. Y'all don't go anywhere. Got State Rep Fred Shanks on the phone. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show.
.1039 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Men, let's talk about low testosterone. Do you suffer from any of these symptoms? Low sex drive, ED. Are you always tired, depressed? You have loss of muscle mass? You're obese? Maybe you have loss of focus and drive? Then you, my friends, may suffer from low testosterone. Let my buddies over at Men's Health in Mississippi, located right there in Madison, check your numbers today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. Check them out online at menshealthms.com. That's menshealthms.com. Men's Health Mississippi.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us at our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Looking to make technology work for your business instead of the other way around? Visit brentech.ms today. From reliable network infrastructure and wireless internet to cloud or on-premise backups, Brentech has solutions that keep your business connected, secure, and running smoothly. Don't let tech headaches slow you down. Discover how Brentech can simplify and elevate your business at brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. Brentech, technology made easy.
When seconds making a play, Short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
A new year means a new you with a new ride from Mazda of Jackson with our extended super sale. Chart your new course in a 2025 CX-5 before they're gone. Price to move with 0.9% financing for 72 months with approved credit. And see why it's the compact crossover that's built for you. Plus, get 1 year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. It's time to make the resolution to choose Mazda today. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda Jackson on I-55 Frontage Road.
Get ready, Jackson. On Friday, February 6th, Martin's Restaurant downtown cranks it up with Pretty Tied Up, the ultimate Guns N' Roses tribute band. Hear all the classics like Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City, and more. Played loud with full 80s rock swagger. Don't miss a night of pure Guns N' Roses energy live at Martin's Restaurant downtown in Jackson. Visit the Martin's Downtown Facebook page for ticket information.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Let's go straight back to the phone line here. This interview is brought to you by Mazda of Jackson with State Rep Fred Shanks from out there in Brandon, Mississippi. Fred, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Appreciate you staying on hold there. We have a colorful debate going on in the Mazda of Jackson live stream about the Epstein stuff. And before we move, I want to say this: I believe a lot of it. I do, but there's a lot of it I don't believe. I think a lot of it is nonsense. There's a guy in there telling Clay, just read it. Just read. I have read a bunch of it, and I think a lot of it is ridiculous, and I think a lot of it is true. I think there are some sick, crazy people doing a bunch of sick, crazy things. But here's my thing, guys. Yes, he was a pedophile. You know who's also a pedophile? A lot of people in your neighborhood. Yeah. A lot of people you're going to pass by on the streets today. Where is that energy for the pedophiles that walk amongst us? Not just the ones out on the billionaire, the crazy people out on Epstein Island. I want that same damn energy here locally that y'all are spending on a guy that's already dead. Yeah. Let's channel that energy to the 25-year-old guy that's going to pick up the 17-year-old from high school today.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start doing that. These grown-ass men that are grooming these little younger girls that just because they look 25 don't mean they ain't 16. You know that's wrong. You know right now somebody listening has got a dirty uncle that's messing with a niece or messing with a little young girl, a brother doing something. Clean up your own house. Clean up your own house.
Yep.
That's all. That's where I want to see the energy spent.
Yeah, that's exactly why I had dropped that castration bill for that particular reason. So again.
Yeah. What happened with that? Or did that get?
Well,
die?
It died in committee. I had some other things on my plate, so I couldn't get behind. I couldn't push it as much and I just didn't have as much time to deal with that as some of my other issues I was dealing with. So, and things take, a couple of years. Ideas take a couple of years to get through and hopefully get past committee. But it did die in committee. But that would have been the reason why I did it. Exactly what you're talking about is a deterrent. No man wants to go through that. And, for doing something like that with an underage, person. So, but yeah, it died but we're going to try it again next year.
We got a question here from Lloyd on the Ellis Autoplex text line. And actually, I know the answer, but he says, will Mr. Shanks be introducing a bill for voters to get their ballot initiative anytime soon? It seems like none of the other legislators are interested. Actually, a bill came out of committee yesterday to do just that. So,
yeah, we've got, I don't know how much it keeps up with the legislature.
But it ain't perfect, but I know a bill did come out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But the past 3 years I did it and couldn't quite, we got it through the House and then we kind of ran into some problems with the Senate. But this year we have a bill for it and then the Senate does as well. And they're both out of committee and they're both on, I don't know what the Senate's currently, I don't know if they've taken it up yet or not on their floor, but we have one that hasn't gone to the floor yet, but it is out of committee. So yeah, each side has it.
I saw one on one of the websites yesterday. I don't even remember where now, but one of the ones that came out of committee requires, I think, 170,000 signatures, which I didn't think was as bad as one of the ones I heard a couple of years ago, where we're going to have 250,000 signatures.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's an improvement. Hopefully, we'll get there.
Yeah. And on obviously a lot of people have heartburn on the amount of signatures, but what just devil's advocate, you need to look at California and see every time they have they go to the polls, they'll have 300 initiatives on there, and it could be anything. You have to make it I'm not saying you have to make it difficult, but you got to make somebody really work for it for an issue that they're really concerned about. And because you're going to get so many frivolous things. And I'll tell you this: California wants us to get a ballot initiative. The state of California, because what they will do, and I've looked into it. There's research to back it up. They will come in here, and their groups will come into Mississippi because they want a southern state that they can somewhat control with how they run their state, which is terrible. And they will get involved in our ballot initiative process.
Oh, absolutely.
Now we do have one on our side. One of the key issues is we have it to where, which it wasn't up until, unless we can get this passed, but on our side, it has to where you cannot take out of state money to push an issue, because that's exactly what California does. They're not the only ones, but I know they do it. And they were eyeballing Mississippi the past couple of years, hoping we did pass one.
Yeah.
For that exact reason. Just devil's advocate. Just so everybody knows the playing field.
Sure.
But yeah, we've got one in the House, and Jeremy England's got one on the Senate side. So
yeah, I think it was Jeremy England's that I saw yesterday. I think that's the one that I saw. One of the news channels reported on it. I don't remember which one. Fred, we got about 4 minutes here, 5 minutes at the most. Some of the things that came out of the House this week that passed were mobile sports betting, the PBM, the independent pharmacy bill. Yep. And then the teacher pay raise for PERS or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's talk.
And just to
go ahead.
Before we kind of get into it, and we brought this up last time. So what Clay mentioned, we have PBM reform, which helps your independent pharmacies, teacher pay raise, which is big, and a mobile sports betting passed the House floor. These three issues are going to the Senate at this point. If they interest you, if you want these things passed, you need to find out who your senator is, and you need to start calling and emailing them. And Clay and I had discussed there's a ECM app. It's a great app. It's got all the legislators, all their committees. You can cross-reference things. You can find out who is your senator or your representative. That's the best place to go. You can get a hold of me and Clay, and we can shoot you in that direction. But if you are interested in these three things we just mentioned, you need to call your senator and push for all of these issues. But yeah, go ahead, Clay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to hit that before.
No, that's great. So mobile sports betting, I think, is going to be the one that transcends most conversations right now. Because frankly, if you're not a teacher, you don't really care about teacher pay raises. I mean, great. I hope they get it.
Yeah.
But like what affects the most people, I think is going to be the mobile sports betting is going to end up touching the most people here. So let's focus on that one. Whose bill was it, and what's the likelihood of it getting through the Senate?
So this will be third time's the charm. It's our third year to try it. It's ran into problems in the Senate each time. What it does, if you place a mobile sports bet on a game or anything like that, the state of Mississippi is geo-fenced in. So it goes through and it benefits Mississippi. It goes through a Mississippi casino. And I've mentioned on your show before, but right now, the amount of people, it's like roughly 3 million people in the state of Mississippi. The internet searches for mobile sports betting just in the state of Mississippi, something like 10 or 15 million hits. It's crazy. And up in Tishomingo County in the northeast of Mississippi, people are driving over to Alabama who does have it. There's so many people driving to Alabama just to pull over to the side of the road to place a bet that it's causing traffic issues. So, I mean, they're anticipating it would make the state of Mississippi around $100 million a year, $80 to $100 million a year.
Which will help fund these teacher pay raises and all that stuff.
Right. One of the things that we want is, to put some of that money in the PERS retirement system. And then, you're talking about a huge amount of money because the lottery does the same. We send the money to infrastructure, roads and bridges, and then it also goes to an education fund. And that the lottery hit, they thought, I think originally it was going to make $80 million. It ended up making, I think 120, 130 the first year. It does more than that now. Mobile sports betting will be bigger than that.
Excellent. So hopefully that gets through. I mean, does the Senate have a bill that they're wanting to do? Have the mobile sports betting apps just not greased the right pocket over there, made the right donation? I mean, or is it just are they just standing on principle that they don't think Mississippi needs any more gambling? What's the holdup?
Well, the way I understand it is there's a connection on the Senate side to a coastal casino. That's about as much as I'll say. And that's the holdup, which I don't understand because, kind of people in our group, our friend circle, nobody goes to the casino. And I think that they're scared they're going to lose out on people coming in, having drinks, eating, gambling, staying there, all that stuff. But, I would say the majority of the people mobile sports betting are not going to a casino anyway. So to me, they're missing out.
Man, those slots and those old folks and those slot machines ain't going nowhere.
No, exactly. They have their built-in, customers. I would say they're generally probably a little bit older demographic.
Yep.
But your younger folks, would they put $20 on a game if they're just sitting at home? Absolutely. And they're not going to the casino anyway. And to me, that's what I've always heard was the holdup was that. So,
I mean, I don't gamble, but I would if I could do it from my phone. I'm not going to get up and run over to the casino to make a bet. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to find a bookie. I'm going to find a bookie.
Yeah.
Fred,
yeah.
we are out of time, brother.
That's okay.
But I think we covered the most of it. We'll do this again next Friday. State Rep Fred Shanks. Appreciate you, brother.
Anytime, brother. And call your senators. I'll talk to you, Clay.
Bye. All right, guys, let's take a break. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show. Land the plane for the week. All right, guys, appreciate y'all. Good conversations today. Hated to cut it short there with Fred. Could have done another hour, but it'd be like that sometimes. Let's go. Let's make sure we stay online all weekend and only worry about the Epstein files. Nothing else going on in the world but those Epstein files. Got to go worry about something that doesn't affect me on any level. But I do want them all locked up. Be clear. But just do it. I mean, you got the files. I mean, all y'all that are so obsessed with it, with your Epstein derangement syndrome, you got your files, you got 3 million more of them dumped. Go jerk off to that stuff, finding something to talk about this weekend. I mean, that would be what I would tell you. I mean, we finally got it. We finally got it. Like the dad from South Park when he discovered internet porn. Just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, just so ready to absolutely run our president out of office, cost us the midterms and everything over this fucking Epstein list. It doesn't make any sense to me. Nothing in there is going to affect any of your day-to-day lives. But you are so dead set on burning this country down over what I would guess is probably 90% bullshit in there.